I'd like to give you a quick overview of the latest in-wall amplifier from Keene Electronics, the Bluetooth Express. This is a Bluetooth only model. There is no auxiliary input or FM radio, although we do have other models with those functions. As this is Bluetooth only, we've gone for a very clean design with no external controls or buttons or switches or remote controls to worry about. When not in use, it automatically switches into an ultra-low power standby mode, so you can just fit it and forget about it. Whenever you want to use it, it will wake up instantly to deliver clean, powerful audio. It uses a Class D digital amplifier which runs very cool and very efficiently, so there are no large heat sinks to worry about. And that has enabled us to keep the circuitry nice and slim. It will fit quite easily into a patras just 25mm deep, and as the circuitry is mounted onto the front panel, you can choose whether to flush mount or surface mount depending on the wall construction and the type of finish that you want. These tabs on the fascia here allow you to fasten the screws to the patras, fix it in place, and then when you're ready you can peel off the backing and make a nice smooth flush fit. Let's have a look at the connectors on the back. There's only really three things to look at. There's the loudspeaker connections here and here, and the power supply connector there. The loudspeaker connections will actually just unplug, so that makes life easier for fastening, because you can fit the speaker cable to it and have that ready in the patras before you actually insert it, and then it's just a case of push that on. And you'll see that the way that these line up is in the right position for the knockout. There's usually two knockouts on a standard patras, and the cable should line up with one of those knockouts for that, and also for the power supply connector. The power supply connector is literally just a straight DC push-in plug, so it's very simple to connect. It's worth talking a little about the power supply. We provide you with a 15 volt supply capable of delivering 64 watts of power. So we absolutely guarantee that this unit will deliver 20 watts RMS per channel. There are a number of other sort of copycat type products on the market that make very impressive claims for amplifier power output by stating very large wattage numbers. But what they're actually talking about is PMPO, or peak momentary power output, which is frankly meaningless, as that assumes 100% efficiency in perfect conditions, which just never occur. So in terms of sound quality, the RMS power is the continuous power that the amplifier can deliver without failing. And the higher the RMS figure, the cleaner and less strange your music will sound. You can also run this from a 12 volt supply if you wanted to install it into a boat or a motorhome, but with the slightly reduced input voltage, the output power will be slightly reduced. But that's enough about power. Take it from me that this is really plenty loud enough for any domestic situation. You can set it to one of 8 different Bluetooth IDs, because if you've got more than one of these within Bluetooth range of your device, you want to make sure you're connecting to the correct one. And that's done with this little jumper block here. You can simply add or remove these little header pins to alter the Bluetooth ID, and you've got 8 different ones to choose from. That does need to be done before power is applied. It only references this when it first receives power, so obviously set that before you finalize the installation. We do design and build this product ourselves in the UK, so if you're watching this and you think you would like a custom Bluetooth ID for, say, hotel rooms or student accommodation, we're quite happy to look at that, but there is quite a lot of work in recompiling the firmware, so it's only really economical in batches of at least 50 units or more. So let's see how easy it is to use.
Right,
So this is it fitted in situ, and you can see at the moment it's in standby mode, so it's gone to sleep, it's drawing next to no current, less than 1/3 of 1 watt in that mode. And if we now want to connect to it, we're going to Bluetooth. It should be visible as a device. There it's now appeared as Keene Express 0. As I said earlier, you can change the number that appears there by changing the jumpers on the rear. So if I tap that, this should now start to pair with the amplifier. And you can see that this has now turned blue and that's now active. So if I now switch to music, hit play, it's coming through the wall speakers, and it'll stay in that mode until you either move out of range, or you can obviously manually disconnect by tapping the device and disconnecting, or just switching Bluetooth off. That'll start to flash. It'll stay in that mode for about 20 seconds while it's still looking for something to reconnect to, and then it'll just go back into low power standby. So that's how easy it is to use.